years old. I'm in Naples. And so I came back and forth and whatever, and we tried to do the best we can to get it into full compliance, which it is now. So having said that or whatever, I would hope that the city would give some kind of consideration. We were actually trying to build, we went before 2 years before the zoning board or whatever, and we got approval by the city or whatever, planning to build a new building there. But at the last minute, the neighbor complained on the north side. So we had to redo the drawings, which we are doing now. And we're hoping to get permission and agreement with the neighbors to build a new 5-story building. But as of now, we're in full compliance with everything out there. I believe the seawall and everything was raised. So whatever kind of consideration you could give me would be greatly appreciated. Any relief on the fines.
Mr. Snyder, what are administrative costs on this case?
I did not look at the administrative cost, Your Honor. Before I continue, I just want to make a quick correction to the presentation. This case was actually first heard on December 5th, 2019, in order to comply by February 6th, 2020. When Mr. Brown says that I bring something in compliance to my liking, that's not the case. I bring it in compliance with the code as it's written. I've met Mr. Brown at the property several times and tried to explain that it wasn't just cosmetic problems with the exterior surfaces of this building. There was actually holes in the building from the removal of, I think, 2 or 3 AC units, and it just went completely unresolved. So when I met Mr. Brown at the property, yes, he's correct when he says that he brought the violation for the overgrowth and debris and the pool maintenance or the pool board up into compliance. He did do that. But when I met with him there personally, him and another worker, I believe, and showed them the holes in the walls, when I returned to do my reinspection, the only thing they really had fixed was the soffit, and I think they applied some paint. The building was still completely open and abandoned because of these holes in the walls. And you'll also notice that compliance was ordered by Your Honor February 6, 2020. COVID didn't really become a problem until I think like middle or end of March. So there was plenty of time, in my professional opinion, to fix these violations, and they were just neglected. City maintains the stance to recommend the imposition of full fines.
Can I make another statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the air conditioner holes in the building did not need to be repaired because I pulled another permit, which the permit is active now, to install new air conditioner sleeves, and it's a permit that is still in process. But just to get this cleared up, because we weren't able to work during the virus time period or whatever, my workers just weren't available. I told the person that is the boss for Mr. Snyder, I think his name is Reggie or whatever, that we will go ahead and cover those holes up temporarily or whatever to get in compliance. But I didn't really need to do that because there is an active permit now that we're going to put air conditioner sleeves in there. So we're going to have to open those up again. And the
Your
permit
Honor,
is active.
the permit was obtained after the fact. The violation remained.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to impose $1,950 in fines. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case on page 22, Inspector Will Snyder, case number CE 17100600, case address 110 Hendricks Isle, owner Terraces of the Isles Owner Association, Inc. Case first heard 3/15/18 to comply by 6/15/18. There are several suspensions noted on the agenda. One section complied at $100 per day, $7,900 accrued, and the city is requesting full amount.
Good morning, Your Honor. Code Officer Will Snyder, City of Fort Lauderdale Community.
One second, Will.
I apologize.
No worries.
Just ready to go.
Ms. Kristen, could you please unmute your, thank you.
Hi there.
Good morning. Can you both raise your right hands to be sworn in?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing?
I
Yes.
do.
Thank you.
I know that Don Ginsberg, one of the board members, was trying to get in on the call. Do you have him on the list?
Don Ginsberg.
Give us 1 second. Let's see if
Thank
we
you.
can locate him.
Raise your right hand.
Donna, we need you to start your camera and unmute your phone. Unmute, please. And raise your right hand, please, Don, so you can be sworn in.
Recording has stopped.
Hi, good morning, Don. Can you raise your right hand, please?
Yes, I wasn't sure you were talking to me.
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing?
I do.
Thank you, Don. Go ahead, Will.
Thank you.
We're ready, Will.
Okay, good morning, Your Honor. Code Officer Will Snyder, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement, presenting case CE 17100600 for property located at 110 Hendricks Isle. Case was first heard March 15, 2018. The magistrate ruled in favor of the city, and the property owner was ordered to correct the violations of this property by June 15, 2018. Case was next heard on June 15, 2018. The magistrate granted an extension and ordered compliance by August 20th, 2019. The property owner failed to come into compliance. The case was next heard on November 7th, 2019. The magistrate granted an extension and ordered compliance by January 6, 2020. The property owner failed to come into compliance. This case was last heard on January 16, 2020. The magistrate granted an extension order compliance by March 19, 2020. The property owner again failed to come into compliance. The violation was finally brought into compliance on July 15, 2020, as verified by a finalized permit for seawall construction. At this time, all violations are in compliance, and the city is requesting a full imposition of fines.
All right, who's going to speak on behalf of the owner?
Your Honor, this is Jeffrey Green. I am the counsel for the association. We did have a hearing in January of 2020 where we informed the magistrate that we were finalizing the permits and that we had acquired the permits from the city. The next step was to go to Broward County. The magistrate scheduled another hearing for March 19th, 2020 to discuss the status of the project. Unfortunately, that hearing was canceled because of COVID. But the association did diligently obtain the permit with Broward County, and they completed the project on July 9, 2020. We were in contact with the city official the entire time. We were emailing him, letting him know the process and the progress that we were making. We diligently followed up after the January hearing. And the reason that it took longer was because we had to wait for Broward County to issue the permit, and they had a new requirement for the height of the seawall that was just issued at that time. So the association had to revise the plans 4 times. They got the approval, and then they fixed the seawall as soon as possible. So we would have obviously updated the magistrate in March, but there were no hearings. We did update and send emails to the code officer, so none of this was a surprise. So we're asking that no fines be entered because we did complete the project as soon as possible, especially in light of COVID. We diligently had a contractor out there. We followed all the safety precautions. You know, it's not a very easy time to get a big project like this done, but we actually did do it, and it was done very quickly. So we'd ask As you've heard, the violation is closed. This was a very expensive project, almost $1 million. We would ask that there be no fines and that we could close this project and move on.
All right, Mr. Snyder.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. The city stands opposed to a complete reduction of fines. However, just based on my experience working with this case, I inherited this case. Since I've inherited it, I've met with the property representatives and the contractors there, and everybody was really professional. I would just say that the work that did take place did have some external impacts on the adjacent property, mostly from the contractors that were working there. It's all been since resolved, but I believe that maybe a reduction of $2,500 would be appropriate.
All right, thank you. I'm going to reduce the fines to $2,500. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, to clarify, Your Honor, the fine will be $2,500 to close out the violation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
For the one violation.
I understood that Inspector Snyder might be receptive to a slight reduction in the fines for this property at the hearing today. I think it was your recommendation that you would seek imposition of fines in the amount of $1,000 versus $1,500. Am I recalling correctly, Inspector, from your correspondence?
I don't believe so. I mean, unless the correspondence is written down and I'm just forgetting, I don't believe I had mentioned that, ma'am. I do see here, as it's shown on the agenda, it says that the Citation fines had accumulated for 4 days at $250 a day, which would be $1,000. And that's what the city is asking for today.
Understood. And we did have correspondence. I misunderstood it. You did note the $1,000 amount, which I guess is the full amount of the fines. Your Honor, we would appreciate any consideration from the city. The businesses are certainly doing their best to make sure that not only the employees, but the patrons remain in compliance. And I know we'll be continuing to try to keep the upper hand on the business.
All right, very good. Thank you, Ms. Crush. Thank you, Ms. Crush. I'm going to impose the fine of $1,000. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, Your Honor. Thank you, Inspector.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 7. Inspector Patrice Jolly.
Northeast 4th Street. The property was cited on May 5th, 2020 with a civil violation for 15-72. The property is being utilized as a vacation rental without the required certificate of compliance from the city. The property was out of compliance for a total of 7 days at $200 per day fines accrued totaling $1,400. Contact was made with the property manager and the responsible party for the vacation rental. The case was complied on May 5th, 14th, 2020. It is the position of the city that fines be imposed as read.
Rosenbaum? Yes, Mr. Rosenbaum?
Yes.
Would you
Okay,
like
I'm having trouble hearing, but the exhibits that we sent you was that Mr. Sims, who lives in Washington, D.C., first of all, was never served with this summons. If you look at the bottom of the summons, there's no signature who it was delivered to. Number two is this property had a year-long lease, which was provided to you for this hearing, but was also provided in a bunch of emails that I sent to you to code enforcement. They asked for the lease. The lease was sent to them. The lease for this property was from Mr. Sims to React LLC. It was a term of 1 year, and the lease was effective in March 8th. Well, it started March 11th, 2020, executed March 8th, 2020, with two addendums, 01 and 02. So at the time of this, it was not under the care and control of Mr. Sims. It was a leased property to React LLC, who was controlling the property. Mr. Sims lived in DC. Notified, it was React LLC was notified. And it says on the corrective action, it says obtain a certificate of compliance from the city or provide a notarized affidavit to the city stating that the property will no longer be used as such. They were in the process of obtaining a certificate of compliance, and we provided it to you in our documents. The certificate of compliance was issued later than this, but it was in process already. They started the process the end of March. It's in the emails that I've provided to you. They started the process the end of March, and it wasn't issued until after this civil citation, but they were obtaining a certificate of compliance. That's React LLC. My client, Mr. Sims, was not, because he didn't have control of the property. So what we're asking the City of Fort Lauderdale to do is either hold React LLC for the fine, since it was a year-long lease. It wasn't a short-term lease. Caldwell Banker did the lease, and he leased it to these people, and they were the ones under their care and control where these violations occurred. And there was again, they did obtain finally React LLC. They did finally obtain the certificate which would allow them to operate this business. There were some problems with their name and everything, but it finally went through. And that's all covered in all the emails. They were in constant touch with code enforcement from April, really the end of March, when they took over this property, during this period of time that they finally got the permit.
Can I say something, Your Honor? As to the time, the compliance time, they did apply and were going through the certificate process, but they continue to advertise without the actual certificate. So they were operating without the actual certificate continuously while they were in the process of gaining their certificate. They continue to operate.
And that they is React LLC, which my client has no part of, and lease the property to them for the 1 year. They would be the responsible parties for any violation, even though they were trying to comply.
Your Honor, if I may?
Please.
Thank you. For the record, Rhonda Montoya Hassan with the City Attorney's Office. Your Honor, for both of these cases, this one as well as the other that was read into the record, it's important to note these are citations. So the citation has already been issued. The appeal time for appealing the citation similarly has also run. At this juncture, since it's a Massey hearing, the only issue really before the magistrate is to impose the fines. It's not an opportunity for the property owner to make substantive arguments on the citation. That would have been through an appeal of the citation. And again, that time frame has run. Certainly, and parenthetically, there may be remedies that the property owner has under the lease with the long-term tenant. But again, that's not before the city. It's not before the magistrate. The only issue at this point is not the validity of the citation, but rather the imposition, because it's a Massey hearing.
But I'd like to bring to attention that the property owner didn't receive notice from the city. It was given to the lessees or nobody, and didn't receive notice of this particular citation until he received letters from the city on August 25th, 2020, which was after the time that it had run. And again, there's no signature on here where it was served on, who was given this citation. That part is totally empty and void. And therefore, if you don't get notice, I don't believe the time can start. You have to give notice to people so they can be held accountable for what they did. But in this case, there wasn't any notice given, at least to Mr. Sims.
These citations were posted at the property?
That's great. Posting, I mean, you could, my position again on posting is who knows who got it. My client lives in DC. It is clear on the tax records. It is clear on the deed. It is clear on the property appraiser's records that Mr. Sims lives in Washington, DC. No attempt was made to give this citation to the property owner. And again, it was under the lease, the lessees are the ones who are responsible for it. So if we're only limited to reducing the fine, I would suggest we reduce it by 1 day. The operation has been closed down. When Mr. Sims became aware of it, these people are out. The house is done. The city turned the water off and still hasn't turned it back on. And he's putting the property up for sale. He's done. He's done with Fort Lauderdale. So I asked the administrative court to do at this point, since if we are out of time, even though he didn't get notice, is to reduce the amount of the fine to a 1 day fine rather than a period of fines. As soon as he got aware of everything, he's tried to comply and shut it down.
Okay, so one more thing.
I'm sorry, Patrice, 1 second, please.
Okay.
I would like to enter into the record, and if need be, we can actually have this emailed over to the attorney. We do have on record where we printed out from Broward County Property Appraisers when we mailed the property, certified mail. It was mailed to 1210 Northeast 4th Street, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33301. That is the mailing address of record at Broward County Property Appraisers. It was only recently changed to a different address.
All right, let's go to the second case. Top of page 27.
Located at 1210 Northeast 4th Street. This property was cited on July 12, 2020 with a civil violation for 18-1 public nuisance. There was noise, a radio emanating from the property causing a public nuisance that is adversely affecting the welfare of the adjacent properties. The property was out of compliance for 1 day. Fines accrued to $200. Contact was made with the property manager, which was the former vacation rental operator. The case is complied. It is a position of the city that the fines be imposed as read.
All right. Mr. Rosenbaum.
Yeah, I see the citation. I've read the citation. It was posted. They made contact with the person the lessee under the lease. However, there's no witness here regarding hearing the noise. It was written by another officer, a Mr. John Suarez, not by Mr. Jolly. So we don't know anything about the noise, how loud the noise was, how long there was noise, how quickly it was abated or anything like that. So I'd ask, if we're past the time period again, because the client didn't get notice, then I'd ask that the fine be reduced substantially and we can close these matters.
And Your Honor, again, for the record, Rhonda Montoya Hassan with the City Attorney's Office. The city is not required at a Massey hearing to produce any evidence of the violation. The appeal time has run in this particular citation as well. And we ask that the magistrate impose the fine.
First case, I'm going to impose the fines of $1,400. In the second case, I'm going to impose fines of $200. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Our next case is on page 10. Please bear with us as our respondent was on the phone but has since disconnected. So we will try to connect. Bear with us 1 second, please. So our next case is on page 7, case number CE 190707 1907051, Inspector Patrice Jolly.
Inspector Patrice
Good
Jolly.
morning.
Inspector Patrice Jolly for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case number CE
Yes.
19070591. Property located at 1131 Northwest 16th Court. I first inspected the property on July 10th, 2019, and cited for the following violations. 9-313.A, house numbers are not clearly visible from the street or properly displayed on the property. 9-305A, there is vegetation on this property that is encroaching the public right-of-way, hindering vehicular and pedestrian movement. 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are large trees and bushes growing wildly throughout the property, including the swale. 47-20.13.A, there is an accumulation of overgrowth and unpermitted trees planted in the swale area without an engineering permit. And 18-4C, which is complied. Went to the door to make contact. Attempted to make contact at the day of the violation, but there was no answer at the door. I posted a notice of violation and took pictures. A notice was mailed to the property owner, also first class, to the registered owner on BCPA on July 10, 2019. Reinspection of the property was done on August 9th, 2019, where I found the violations remained. The notice of violation was posted on the property on August 27th, 2020. This case has been pushed back a few times in hearing, so it kind of stressed out. There's also the pre-hearing inspection was done on September 8, 2020, where I found the violations remain as depicted in the photos. The city's requesting for violation 9-313A, 10 days to comply. For that violation 9-305A, 60 days to comply. 9-305B, 60 days to comply. 47-20.13.A, 60 days to comply, or a daily fine of $25 per violation for each day forward. Excuse me, 63 days, Your Honor.
Okay.
Some of the violations have been corrected, but just recently. The car has been removed. I cleared the sidewalk on the street where the patients, but they're telling me that the trail has to be cleared away. Because that's part of the right of way. But there's trees that's been growing on there since 1978 when I moved here. Some have been added, that's true. If they're on the way. They asked me to get someone to come out and survey it. And I have not been able to get that. The surveyors in the phone book don't answer their phones, and I left messages and they haven't called back. I don't know how to get a hold of a surveyor otherwise. The phone numbers, I put numbers on the garage, but they fell off because there was a glue on type. I put them up twice, and they fell off both times. I'm looking for an alternate method to get out. To get the numbers on my house, on my house, I should say. Instead of put them out at the curb on a post rather than on the house itself. It isn't working on the house. There is one up by the house in the mailbox, but that's not sufficient because you can't see it from the street easily. I think that covers mostly, the overgrown. There's a lot of plants there. And that's by design. I don't like grass, so I've eliminated all the grass. And
Okay, I'm need to make a ruling here as to 9-313A, 10 days to comply, $25 per day thereafter. Find that all the remaining violations do exist, and as to those remaining violations, 63 days to comply, $25 per day thereafter. Okay. And you'll be getting a written order in the mail.
Okay. I'm going to try to call Mr. Jolly to see if I could talk with him.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At the house.
Okay, thank you.
Our next case is on page 25. Inspector
city. Case number CE 18121737, located at 1530 Northwest 18th Court. This case first came before the special magistrate on August 15, 2019, where the evidence was presented and the magistrate was found for the city. These violations were first cited on December 28, 2018, and a total of 11 inspections were made on the property. Contact was made with the property owner after the second, during the second term and after it went to hearing. The case has been in compliance. It is in the position of the city that fines be imposed as read.
All right. Mr. Crew, what would you like to add?
Well, sir, I hired somebody. My daughter lives at the property. I don't live at the property. I live in Boynton Beach, and I came in compliance. I hired somebody to do it. Apparently, they didn't do the work as fast as I thought they had done it. I hadn't gone back. My daughter told me she thought the work was done, and I'm asking that no fines be imposed.
So tell me again why you were 61 days late.
I had to work. I hired someone to complete the work. It was to my understanding that they had completed the work. My daughter was up to the understanding that the work had been completed also. And I didn't find out until the second notice, and then I had got in compliance, sir.
Okay, as to the remaining violation, there's a fine of $2,000. Thank you.
$2,000.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Your Honor, hello?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, the property has been in compliance. And I'm not sure what the issue was with the correspondence between him and whoever said they were fixing it, but when we spoke again, he did get it fixed. So, you know, the city's not opposed to a reduction. I'm not opposed to reduction.
What are the admin costs, Inspector?
The admin cost is $672.
$172. Okay. Impose administrative costs, $672. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 26. Inspector Patrice Jolly, case number CE 19031155.
number CE 1907-2416 for the address at 2648 Northeast 27th Terrace. This case first came before Special Magistrate on September 19, 2019, where evidence was presented and the magistrate found for the city. The property owner was given a complied by date of September 29, 2019. This property is now in compliance. It's the request of the city at this time to administrate the fines be reduced to the administrative cost in the amount of $534.
Mr. Neal.
Yes, good afternoon.
Any response?
I mean, I think the fines are a little excessive. I want to remind everyone that I did not own the home in September or prior. I only took ownership of the home November 12th. I immediately tried to rectify the situation, clean up the grounds as quick as possible. So it seems a little excessive still, $500.
All right, I'm going to impose administrative cost, $534. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan.
We're now recalling the case on page 20. Ms. Harden, are you there?
Mr. Harden is here.
We need you to start your camera, please, so we can swear you in.
Okay, I'm here.
Good afternoon. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Patrice Jolly on behalf of the city. Case number CE 1903-1155, located at 1519 Northwest 13th Court. This case first came before the Special Magistrate on December 5th, 2019, where evidence was presented and a magistrate found for the city. These violations were first cited on March 13th, 2019, and a total of 14 inspections were made on the property. Contact was made with the property owner and Mr. Barney, who is present right now. The case is in compliance. It is in the position of the city that the fines be imposed as read.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, we tried our best to get everything up to code as soon as possible. My mother is 87 years old, and we are right now. She's going through a lot of financial hardship right now, and the family. We are all, of course, we're supporting her and trying to help her to get it. But if we can get those fines reduced, as he said, we got everything up to date, and she's really working hard, trying to, rectify everything and get everything done.
What do we have in administrative cost in this case?
Oh, the administrative cost is $810.
$810. Okay, I'm going to reduce the fines to administrative cost, $810.
$810. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this time, we've heard the cases for the respondent.
This property was first inspected on November 8, 2019, and the following violation were observed. 18-12A, there's trash and debris on this property. Violation 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept manner. There is area of bare missing ground cover on the property as well. Violation 47-34.1.A.1. There is outdoor storage on property, including but not limited to aluminum, appliance, tables, trailers, bicycle, coolers, pieces of wood, and other miscellaneous items, which is a non-permitted land use on this property or MM-25 zone as per ULDR section 47-5.19. The city is requesting 14 days for violation 18-12A. And the city is also requesting 42 days for violation 9-305B, 14 days for violation 47-34.1.A.1. Or a fine of $50 per day per violation to be imposed.
Okay, the first two violations, 14, I find they do exist, 14 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter. Third violation, 22 days to comply.
Third violation is 42 days.
42 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 4. Inspector Paulette Delgrasso, case number CE 2001110, case address 202 Northeast 12th Avenue. Owner Sean and Melissa Premock, property posted 8/27/2020, posted at City Hall 8/27/2020.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, afternoon.
That's right, it is afternoon. Inspector Paulette Delgrasso for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 2001-1110 for property at 202 Northeast 12th Avenue. Your Honor, I originally inspected the property on January 22nd, 2020, and a nuisance notice was posted on the front door of the home citing the following violation. 18-11B, the pool at this unoccupied property has green stagnant water and is not being maintained on a regular basis. On February 7th, I returned to find the pool was still stagnant and a request for hearing was made. On February 13th, certified mail was returned as undeliverable. On February 27th, Senior Officer Rich posted the property with a notice of hearing. On March 11th, I returned a phone call to the owner, Melissa Premock, who said the home was surrendered to the bank. She and her husband are still owners of record, but the home is not being maintained by them any longer. As of a pre-hearing inspection on September 8th, the pool is still in violation. Therefore, the city is requesting 7 days to comply with no fine. In addition, if the pool is not complied in 7 days, the city is requesting permission to gain entry through the unlocked fence to board the pool because it is a life safety issue.
All right. I find the violation does exist. The city's request is granted. 7 days to comply with the right to enter and correct.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 4. Senior Inspector Linda Holloway, case number CE 1910080, case address 1544 Northwest 9th Avenue. Owner Augustina Escribano, property posted 8/26/2020, posted at City Hall 8/27/2020.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Linda Holloway presenting case CE-191-00850. property address 1544 Northwest 9th Avenue. Excuse me. The property was cited by retired Inspector Stephen Bish on November 4th, 2019, and the following violations were observed. 24-7.b withdrawn, 9-305A complied, 9-305B. The landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover on the property and swell, including a large area of bare dirt in the rear of the property that appears to be utilized as a parking surface. 9-304B. The parking area is not being maintained in a neat, well-kept manner. There are vehicles and trailers being parked on the lawn. 47-34.4.B.1 is complied. 9-306. The exterior building walls have not been maintained. Structural parts, including fascia and soffit, are in disrepair. There are areas of the interior or the exterior that has stains and missing peeling paint. There are several broken windows as well. 18-12A is complied. 47-21.16.A. There are several dead tree stumps on the property. Inspector Bish posted the yellow copy of the inspection report on the property and mailed the original copy to the owner listed on Broward County Property Appraiser's website. Inspector Bish issued a final notice on December 9th, 2019. My pre-hearing inspection conducted on September 8th, 2020 shows that violations 9-305B, 9-304B, and 9-306 remain as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 21 days to comply or a fine of $25 per day per violation thereafter.
Okay, the tree stumps, dead tree stumps, did we cover that?
Yes, those also remain. 47-21.16.A remains in violation as well.
Is that also 21 days and $25?
Yes, 21 days to comply, $25 a day thereafter.
Each of the remaining violations to exist, 21 days to comply,
Yes, each remaining violation is 21 days with $25 per day thereafter.
so ordered.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 6. Inspector Will Snyder, case number CE19120404. Case address 1 North Birch Road, owner Las Olas Harbor Club LLC. Property posted 8/27/2020, posted at City Hall 8/27/2020.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Code Officer Will Snyder, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement, presenting case CE-19120404 for property located at 1 North Birch Road. The property was first inspected December 10th, 2019, and given 30 days to correct for the following violation. 8-91C. There is a mooring structure, in this case a dock, in disrepair at the rear of this property. In this condition, it is found to be unsafe and in an unsatisfactory condition. The city is requesting 63 days to correct the violation or a fine of $50 per violation for each day thereafter.
I find the violation does exist, 63 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next case is on page 6. Will Snyder, the inspector, case number CE19120594, address 7 North Birch Road, owner Las Olas Harbor Club LLC. Property was posted 8/27/2020, posted at City Hall 8/27/2020.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Code Officer Will Snyder, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement, presenting case CE-19120594 for the property located at 7 North Birch Road. This This property was first inspected on December 12th, 2019, and given 30 days to correct for the following violations. 8-91C. There's a dock in disrepair at the rear of this property, and this condition is found to be unsafe and unsatisfactory. And section 47-19.3.F.4. The seawall at this property is in disrepair and there's evidence of upland erosion. The city is requesting 63 days to correct the violations or a fine of $50 per violation for each day thereafter.
I find that each violation does exist, 63 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Next case is on page 7, case number CE 2001-0136, address 505 Breakers Avenue, owner Union Holdings LLC, Will Snyder, the inspector.
Code Officer Will Snyder, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement, presenting case CE 2001-0136 for the property located at 505 Breakers Avenue. The property was first inspected by Senior Code Officer Manuel Garcia on January 7, 2020, and given 30 days to correct for the following violations. 9-304B, there are vehicles parked on the grass lawn area on the vacant lot. This violation was brought into compliance on May 1st, 2020. And section 47-21.9.M. The landscape at this property is not being maintained in neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover on the vacant lot. The city is requesting 63 days to correct the remaining violation for bare lawn cover on a vacant lot or a fine of $50 for each day thereafter.
The violation does exist, 63 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Next case is on page 10, Patrice Jolly, the inspector, case number CE 2001-0850, address 1784 Lauderdale Manors Drive, owner Errol Wallace, Property was posted 8/26/2020, posted at City Hall 8/27/2020.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Patrice Jolly for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case numbers CE 2001-0850 for the property located at 1784 Lauderdale Manor Drive. I first inspected the property on January 25th, 2020. I cited for the following violation. 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. An inspection report was posted at the property on January 25th, 2020. The property was re-inspected on April 8th, 2020, and found no violations remain. Notice of violation was mailed out to the property owner per BCPA records. The pre-hearing inspection was done on September 8th, 2020, where found no violations remain as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 30 days to comply or daily fine of $50 per day for each day thereafter. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Jolly, could you repeat what you said regarding the fine and the amount of days?
It's 30 days to comply, or 35 days to comply, I apologize, or a daily fine of $50 per day thereafter.
I find the violation does exist, 35 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Our next case is on page 14. Case number CE 200-60240. Case address 904 East Las Olas Boulevard, owner 904 ELO LLC. Property was cited 6/19/2020 to comply by 6/19/2020. One section complied at $250 per day. $2,500 accrued, and the city is requesting $250.
City's request is granted.
Thank you. We're now moving to our hearings to impose fines. Case number CE 1909075, case address 1128 Northeast 2nd Avenue, owner Insta Home Buyers LLC. Case first heard 12/19/19 to comply by 1/23/2020, suspended 3/16/2020 to 7/15/2020. Three sections complied at $50 per day, $7,800 accrued. The city is requesting full amount, and fines continued. I'm sorry, the city is requesting full amount.
City's request is granted.
Our next case is on page 16, case number CE 190105553, case address 3516 Southwest 12th Court, owner Matera HC LLC, in care of HON Capital LLC. Case first heard 8/15/19 to comply by 9/19/19. Two sections complied at $50 per day, $3,900 accrued, and the city is requesting full amount.
City's request is granted.
Our next case is on page 19. Case number CE 190718555, case address 521 Southwest 10th Street, owner Sabrina and Azam Visram. Case first heard 11/7/2019 to comply by 11/21/19. One section complied at $50 per day, $600 accrued, and the city is requesting full amount.
City's request is granted.
Case number CE 2003069, case address 1516 Southwest 5th Place, numbers 1 through 4, owner Apart Florida LLC. Property was first cited on 3/16/2020 to comply by 3/18/2020. One section complied at $200 per day, $800 accrued, and the city is requesting full amount.
City's request is granted.
Our next case is on page 22. Case number CE 1812074, case address 2222 Intracoastal Drive, owner Anthony and Elizabeth Swarzak. Case first heard 2/21/19 to comply by 4/25/19. There was suspended 4/26/19 to 6/20/19 and 7/18/19 to 9/5/19. One section complied at $100 per day, $2,600 accrued, and the city is requesting no fines.
City's request is granted.
Our next case is on page 23. Case number CE 200402993, case address 520 San Marco Drive, owner JWO Real Estate Investment 1 LLC. Property was cited on April 20th, 2020 to comply by April 30th, 2020. One section not complied at $250 per day, $33,000 is accrued. The city is requesting full amount and fines continue to accrue.
City's request is granted.
Our next case is on page 24, case number CE 200600408, case address 320 Southwest 12th Court, numbers 1 through 2, owner Vincent and Amy Owak. Property was cited on 5/7/2020 to comply by 5/9/2020. One section complied at $250 per day, $1,000 accrued, and the city is requesting full amount.
City's request is granted.
Case number CE 200800635, case address 320 Southwest 12th Court, numbers 1 through 2, owners Vincent and Amy Owak. Property was cited on 8/15/2020 to comply by 8/15/2020. One section complied at $500 per day, $2,000 accrued, and the city is requesting full amount.
City's request is granted.
Case number CE 20020570, case address 1013 Northwest 12th Street, owner Al Nakota Consulting LLC. Property was cited on Property was cited on 5/13/2020 to comply by 5/14/2020. Two sections complied at $200 per day, $800 is accrued, and the city is requesting full amount.
City's request is granted.
Our next case is on page 27. Case number CE 2008005, case address 320 Southwest 12th Court, owner Amy and Vincent Owak. Property was cited on 7/31/2020 to comply by 7/31/2020. One section complied at $250 per day, $5,250 accrued. The city is requesting full amount.
City's request is granted.
On page 29, for case number CE 19011708, the city is requesting to vacate the order of January 16th, 2020.
Granted, and that order is vacated.
On page 30, for case number CE 19011713, case address 200 Northwest 17th Court, the city is requesting to vacate the order of January 16th, 2020.
City's request is granted and the order vacated.
That concludes this morning regular special magistrate hearing. We will now take a 5-minute recess as we prepare for our lien reduction hearing.
Let's take a very brief recess.
case on page 24. It's a hearing to impose fines. Case number CE 2006-0408, case address 320 Southwest 12th Court, number 1 through 2. Owner Vincent and Amy Owak. Property was first cited on 5/7/2020 to comply by 5/9/2020. One section complied at $250 per day, $10,000 accrued, and the city is requesting full amount. Thank you. We will now move to this afternoon's lien reduction hearing. Our first case is on page 39. Case number CE 11041630. Case address 4860 Northwest 9th Terrace. Owner 3R Investment Group LLC. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Katrina Jordan, Administrative Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting property address located at 4860 Northwest 9th Terrace, with one case that has been read into the record with a total lien value of $186,700 and a total direct city cost of $843.70. The city is requesting a lien reduction to $3,734. Respondent Juan Romero Leva. Mr. Leva appears to be having technical difficulties, so we're going to have our IT team assist him as we move to the next case. So our next case is going to be on page 38. Case number CE 190410077, case address 3771 Southwest 1st Street, owner Hipron International LLC. Katrina Jordan, Administrative Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting property address located at 3771 Southwest 1st Street, numbers 1 through 6, with one case that's been read into the record with a total lien value of $3,300 and a total city direct cost of $602.60. The city is requesting a reduction to $825. The respondent, Mr. Eric Nur. Good afternoon, Mr. Nur. Please start your camera and unmute yourself. Thank you, sir.
And not just the camera. Good afternoon. My name is Eric Nur.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you please raise your right hand so we can swear you in?
Good afternoon, Eric. Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right, sir, I have reviewed your application and I recall the case. Tell me anything you think I should know.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. There were a couple small violations that we were notified with, but we went ahead and we did more than what the city required. For example, city asked us to paint the fascia board, but we went ahead and painted the whole property, exterior of the property. And again, there were some other minor violations, but we went ahead and did more than what the city requested. I think that the property is in very good condition, and it has been improved drastically since we purchased it 2 years ago. You can see that from the pictures, previous pictures and the current pictures. We are asking the court, Your Honor, for a reduction in the lien amount.
All right, thank you, sir. Again, I do recall your application. We have administrative cost in this case of $602. The city's recommendation is only $825, which I think is extremely reasonable. So I'm going to grant your petition and reduce the fine to the amount of $825, be payable within 30 days. If not payable within 30 days, will revert to the original amount, not be eligible for any further reduction. We're on the wrong case.
Your Honor, can you give us more time? We are having some difficulties right now because the tenants are moving out and we are having problem in collecting rent. Can you give us more time?
He's asking for more time. How much time do you need?
90 days would help, Your Honor.
All right, I'll give you 90 days. But if you don't pay within 90 days, it's going to revert to the original amount, not be eligible for any further reductions.
Thank you, Your Honor. We will pay.
Our next case is on page 32. Case number CE1604028, case address 413 Southwest 5th Street, owner Elite Home Investments LLC. Katrina Jordan, Administrative Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting property address located at 413 Southwest 5th Street with one case that has been read into the record with a total lien value of $29,125 and total city direct cost of $1,430.12. The city is requesting a lien reduction to $2,912.50. Respondent, Debbie Riano.
The very first case.
Southwest 5th Street, yes.
This one, yes.
Okay, got it. Very first case. Okay, landscape.
I'm sorry, is the caller with that's on the Galaxy S9 Plus, we need you to unmute your phone and identify yourself, please. Okay, so we'll give you time to work out those technical difficulties. We'll recall the case. Our next case is on page 35. Case number CE1908033, case address 812 Southeast 12th Street, owner Frederick W. Schmidt Jr., Revocable Trust, Frederick W. Schmidt Jr. Trustee, Katrina Jordan, Administrative Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting the property address located at 8112 Southeast 12th Street with one case that is read into the record with a total lien value of $6,100 and a total city direct cost of $337.28. The city is requesting a lien reduction to $610.
Good afternoon. Hopefully you can hear me.
Yes, sir. Can you please raise your right hand so we can swear you in? Do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth at today's proceedings?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir, I recall your application for a reduction. Your total lien's $6,100. Tell me anything else you want me to know.
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I missed receiving the first notice because I was having some health problems, and I am actually a patient at the Sylvester Cancer Center, so I missed the first notice. However, upon receipt of the second notice, which was the fact that the fire inspector couldn't get past the gate to confirm that my fire extinguisher was current, which it was. But so by the second notice, I immediately corrected it. The fire inspector and I exchanged some messages via text. And at one time, he said to me that he texted me that I did not need to attend the second hearing, I guess when the fine was imposed, because he was going to report that I passed and the matter was concluded. And unfortunately, because it was a second notice, somehow the fines continued or fines commenced. But I did not attend that meeting because I was under the impression that I didn't have to, and I did submit the text messages from the fire inspector to document what I'm just saying. So there was some oversight, but we were always compliant, and now have better communication with the fire inspector. So when he needs to get in, he has complete access to the property. So I'm requesting a lien reduction, please.
All right. Okay. In the case number CE19080323, I'm going to grant your petition. I'm going to grant your petition to reduce the fine. I'm going to reduce the fine to $610. 30 days sufficient to pay that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Payable within 30 days. If not paid within 30 days, will revert to the original amount and not be eligible for any further reductions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Our next case is on page 36. Case number CE 15021415. Case address 1121 West Prospect Road. Owner Hudson Investments and Association, Inc. Katrina Jordan for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting property address located 1121 West Prospect Road with one case that has been read into the record. This property has a total lien value of $21,600 and a total city direct cost of $883.46. The city is requesting a reduction to $1,080. The respondents are Jacqueline Lorenzo and James Ewing. Mr. Ewing, could you please unmute yourself?
Okay.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. Doing well. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand so we can swear you in?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, sir. I have read your application and read the file that was submitted to me, and see that you have a total accrued fine of $21,600. There are administrative costs of $883 and change, and the city's offering to reduce the lien to $1,080, which is slightly more than the administrative costs. So tell me what you want me to know.
Your Honor, I own the property with my girlfriend. I believe she's supposed to be on the meeting as well today, Jacqueline Lorenzo.
Who?
Jacqueline Lorenzo. I believe she should be signed in for the meeting as well.
I don't know.
He's checking for us.
Okay.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Jacqueline. Can you please unmute yourself? Thank you. And please raise your right hand so we can swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth today, Jacqueline, at this hearing?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for joining us. I had just mentioned before you joined us that I have your application here. I have read it, and I note that you have a lien of $21,600 with hard cost of $883.46. The city is requesting only $1,080, which is slightly more than the city's hard cost. So tell me what else you want me to know.
So, Your Honor, this violation was originally issued back in 2015. And back then, we did not own the property. It appears that a bank had owned the property back when that was dated. We would not have let this citation go on for so long. We actually closed on this foreclosed property back in February 2020, right before this pandemic began. And at that time, the property had multiple violations. We had to put out just under $2,100 of our personal money just to get rid of the other violations. And we were unaware, but we also had to replace the roof, which cost about $7,500. So with all that being considered, I also want to add in that we've been trying to make the property look better, and we've been trying to fix it up in order to beautify the whole neighborhood. So we're requesting that it actually, that it becomes waived due to all the money that we had to put into this property that we purchased as is as a foreclosed unit.
Under the ordinance, I have no authority to go below the administrative cost. So we're talking about relatively small amounts of money.
Okay, I understand. So I would ask for the, the bottom fee that we could pay.
All right. I'm going to grant your petition for reduction and reduce the lien to $1,080. 30 days sufficient to pay that? 30 days?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Payable within 30 days. If
Okay.
not paid within 30 days, will revert to the original amount of $21,600 and not be eligible for any further reduction.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Our
you.
next case is on page 39. Case number CE11041630. Case address 4860 Northwest 9th Terrace, owner 3R Investment Group LLC. Katrina Jordan, Administrative Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting the property address located at 4860 Northwest 9th Terrace with one case that has been read into the record with a total lien value of $186,700 and a total city direct cost of $843.70. And the city is requesting a reduction to $3,734. The respondent is Juan Romero Leva. Good afternoon, Juan. Can you unmute yourself, please? Hi, Juan. Can you raise your right hand? Hi, can you raise your right hand so we can swear you in?
Good afternoon, Juan. Do you
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing?
Yes, I do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon. I have reviewed your entire file and including your application for reduction. And where we are is you've got total liens of $186,700. And the administration.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
Yes, Your Honor, that's right.
So tell me what you want me to know.
Okay. I wanted you to know that there is just one property in this property, and this property is connected to the city sewer. The lien is because there used to be another property. There used to be two properties, but now it's just one property, and the property is connected to the city sewer. And because it was two properties, the lien has been $100 since 2011.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to tell me?
No, sir, just that the property is connected to the city sewer, and I don't really understand why why is there the other lien? Because there was another property.
All right. I'm going to grant your petition and reduce the lien from $186,700 down to $3,734. And how much time do you need to pay that? 60 days?
30 days, okay, sir.
30 days?
30 days, it's fine.
Payable within 30 days, but note carefully that if it's not paid in full within 30 days, it will revert to the original amount and not be eligible for any further reductions.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next
Bye.
case is on page 37. The owner is Virginia Hornaday, Virginia Sue Hornaday Revocable Trust. Katrina Jordan, Administrative Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting property address located at 1705 Southwest 14th Street for case number CE 09071870. This property has a total lien value of $371,500 and a total and a total city direct cost of $704.12. The city is in agreement with the respondent's offer of $3,500. The respondent is Virginia Hornaday.
All right. Okay. Is she with us?
Good afternoon, Ms. Hornaday. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hello.
Good afternoon, Virginia. Can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing?
Yes, I do.
Thank you so much.
Okay. We have Virginia Hornaday.
Yes, sir.
All right. You have there. I have read your application, and there's a very substantial lien here. You had offered $3,500. City has agreed to accept that amount. I'm inclined to approve that.
Yes, thank you, sir.
All right. So how long do you need to pay that amount?
30 days would be sufficient.
All right. I'm going to impose $3,500, 30 payable within 30 days.
Okay.
Note carefully that if not paid with it in full in 30 days, will revert to the original amount and not be eligible for any further reductions.
I understand, sir.
All right, very good. Thank you and good luck to you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your consideration.
Thank you. Our next case is on page 36. Owner Fitch Associates LLC. The respondent is Katia Dilemma. Katrina Jordan, Administrative Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting property address located at 1201 Northwest 5th Avenue for case number CE 19031266. This property has a total lien amount of $11,950 and city direct cost of $769.22. The city is requesting a reduction to $1,195. Good afternoon, Katia. Please raise your right hand so we can swear you in.
Good afternoon. Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am, I have read your entire file, including your application for reduction.
Uh-huh.
And so tell me anything else you want me to know about this.
Okay. When my client purchased this property, it was November 22nd, 2019. We didn't know about the liens. The title company, it was the seller's title company, and they only gave us 4 papers to sign. And I believe I attached every single page and I put it in order for you guys to see it. We didn't know about it. We signed, it was a cash purchase. I mean, let me rephrase that. He signed that and we didn't know. And then in January, sometime in January. Let me see. Yeah. All about closing, send us the whole package. Then we noticed that something was wrong, and it was the same time that I received a notice from the city saying that the whole fine was $11,950, and we were very worried. We fixed everything around the property, outside. I plant flowers around. I had someone paint the house outside. I want to make sure, I mean, it's his property. I want to make sure the city looks good because it's better for him. It's going to increase value. We don't want anything. We fix whatever, the driveway that it was on the citation. And we're looking forward to improve more and more. And I'm not sure how much you said, Your Honor, that the city wants us to pay.
$1,195.
Yeah, okay, because when I did the whole application, I don't feel as if we should pay that amount because we didn't even know about this. It wasn't his property yet.
Well, unfortunately, the lien was recorded in the public records about a month before you closed on the property. So I understand somehow it was overlooked, didn't turn up in a title search, whatever. But nevertheless, the lien is there. The city's administrative cost or hard cost in this case are $769.22, which I do not have the authority to waive. So we're talking about a small difference to what the city is requesting of $1,195. So best case scenario is $769.22. But I'm inclined to follow the city's recommendation and reduce the $11,950 lien to $1,195. How much time do you need to pay that?
The $1,195, 60 days.
60 days. Now, note carefully, ma'am, if not paid within 60 days, it goes back to $11,950 and would not be eligible for any further reduction.
That's fine. Am I gonna get instructions in the mail, Your Honor?
I'm sorry?
Am I gonna receive instructions in the mail or just come to the city of Fort Lauderdale and pay?
Order in the mail.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You guys be safe.
You as well. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Our next case is on page 32. The owner, Eddie Ellis, Katrina Jordan, Administrative Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting the property address located at 122 Southwest 24th Avenue for case number CE 19061835. This property has a total lien amount of $3,200 and city administrative costs of $467.30. The city is requesting a lien reduction to $500. Mr. Ellis, please start your video and unmute yourself, please, sir.
Hello?
Good afternoon. Can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Ellis, I have read your file. I've read your application for reduction. The total lien is $3,200. The administrative costs are $467.30. So that is an amount that I have no legal authority to waive. The city's requesting $500, which is, I guess, about $33 more than the minimum. So tell me what you think I should know here?
Well, the people who was over there, they out of there now. The man died with COVID, so they had to leave out, and so now they left holes in the walls. Everything. So I fixed the property back up, but whatever you could do for me will be fine, you know, because I still got to keep the property.
All right, I'm going to reduce the fine to $500. How long do you need to pay that amount?
I could pay it within 30 days.
30 days? Okay, I'm going to reduce the amount to $500 payable within 30 days. Now, please understand, you've got to pay that amount in full or it will revert to the original amount of $3,200 and will not be eligible for any further reduction. So make sure you get your payment in within 30 days. You'll get a written order in the mail.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, have a blessed day.
You too. Our next
All right.
case is on page 37. The owner satisfying Co. Salvador Mariano. Katrina Jordan, Administrative Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting property address located at 1801 Northwest 26th Avenue. For case number CE 18121185, this property has a total lien value of $8,950 and administrative cost of $1,125.10. The city is requesting a reduction to $2,237.50. Mr. Marvano, you are not currently connected to audio. So we're going to give you some time to correct the technical difficulties and we'll recall your case. So our next case is on page 36. Owner Tyler Andrew Folsom. Respondent Ronald Herbert. Katrina Jordan, Administrative Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting the property address located at 1200 Southwest 12th Street, number 315. For case number CE 18100072, this property has a total lien value of $21,700 and city direct cost of $510.60. The city is requesting a lien reduction to $2,175. Mr. Herbert, can you please unmute yourself?
All right, Mr. Folsom with us?
Mr. Herbert.
Mr. Herbert, all right.
Good afternoon. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing?
I do.
Thank you so much.
All right, sir, I have read your file. I've read your application for reduction of the total lien of $21,700. You made an offer, the administrative cost of $510.60. So tell me what else you'd like me to know.
Yes, Your Honor. I hired a contractor to complete some work on the condo. He essentially abandoned the contract, the project. I tried for months to get him to complete it, said he would. Never happened. Essentially, he ghosted me on that. And I ended up finding another contractor who I hired, reopened the permits and completed the work. So that's where it is. And that has been the issue with this particular issue. And it's now everything is closed on the property.
All right, sir. In case number CE 18100072, I'm going to grant the petition to reduce the lien from $21,700 to $2,175. How much time do you need to pay that amount?
30 days is fine, Your Honor.
30 days?
Yes, sir.
All right. 30 days to pay. if not paid within 30 days, will revert to the original amount, not be eligible for any further reductions.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next case is on page 41. Owner Network Group Investments, Inc., Respondent Heiso Alvarez. Katrina Jordan, Administrative Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting property address located at 1617 Northwest 15th Court for case number CE 12050648. This property has a total lien value of $68,100 and city direct cost of $1,936.12. The city is requesting a lien reduction to $8,172.
Good afternoon, Mr. Alvarez. Can you please raise your right hand? Miss Alvarez.
Hi, good afternoon.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. So I have your photocopy of your file here, and I've read your application for a reduction. Tell me what else you'd like me to know.
I'd like you to know that we did everything to bring into compliance the property as soon as we know that we have the violation, because that never was reported on the lien search that was done previous to the purchase of the property. We did all the efforts. We comply as soon as we knew that we have that problem. Then I appreciate a lien reduction amount.
Give me 1 second. Um, Okay, ma'am. All right, case number 1000 CE 120500648. I'm going to grant the petition and reduce the lien from $68,100 to $6,936.12. 30 days, 60 days sufficient to pay that amount?
90 days.
90 days. If not paid within 90 days, will revert to the original amount, not be eligible for any further reductions.
Yeah, we have no way to get it lower the amount.
No, that's
Okay.
okay. Thank you, ma'am.
We're recalling the case on page 37. Owner Satisfying Co., Salvador Marvano. Katrina Jordan, Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting property address located at 1801 Northwest 26th Avenue. For case number CE 1812185, this property has a total lien value of $8,950 and city direct cost of $1,125.10. The city is requesting a reduction to $2,237.50.
Mr. Salvador, good afternoon. Can you please raise your right hand?
Yeah.
Mr. Salvador? Ask him to do it.
He put it on mute. He put it back.
Can you please turn one, you're gonna have to turn off one of your devices. I think you're connected twice, which is why we're hearing the echo.
Can you please raise your right hand?
Raise your right button.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, sir, I have your application for reduction and I've reviewed the rest of the file also. Purchased the property in March of 2020. Okay, sir, tell me what else you'd like me to know.
O que ele quer saber, o que você quer que ele sepa.
I am a new owner and need to mitigate the lien. Previous owner.
I understand that. Okay. You purchased the property in March of this year.
Você comprou em março desse
Yes,
ano.
sir.
I guess this was an investment.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, and you spent some time and effort fixing the house up. All right. Okay. Case number CE 18121185. I'm going to grant your petition to reduce the lien from $8,950 to $2,237.50. 30 days sufficient to pay that amount?
Okay. So it's gonna be $2,237.50.
Yeah, $2,237.50 is the reduced amount.
Okay. And it has 30 days to pay the amount.
Okay, 30 days sufficient? Okay. Payable within 30 days, not paid within 30 days, will revert to the original amount, not be eligible for any further reductions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Our next property is on page 38. Owners, Brian D'Souza and Oscar Sanchez. Katrina Jordan, Administrative Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting property address located at 1816 Northeast 11th Avenue. For case number CE 12080700 and CE 17101256.
Okay.
This property has a total lien value of $71,300 and direct city cost of $1,372.20. The city is requesting $7,130 as a reduction for both cases. What is his name? John Wilk. John Wilk, the attorney for the property, is present.
I believe he had to step away for a couple minutes, so he will not be speaking.
Okay, then Brian and Oscar, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing?
I do, yeah.
Thank you both.
All right, sir, I have reviewed your entire file, including your application for reduction Um, Tell me what else you'd like me to know.
Okay. Good afternoon, Your Honor. First and foremost, Oscar and I apologize to the city for the incident in question. We did not do anything with malintent regarding being out of compliance, and we had full intentions on being compliant. Oscar and I both work full-time jobs, and we took on this venture in 2017. Oscar got a promotion which required traveling nationally, and I was a full-time graduate student at NSU while working full-time as well. All of that, while attempting to operate a business for the first time, caused us to underestimate the time and work required to execute the vacation rental business model. We were initially unaware of the code requirements and code violations as they were being mailed to an address that neither of us resided at, in error on the tax records. We found out the violation from a notice taped on the property of a special magistrate hearing sometime in 2017. We proceeded to attempt to go through the vacation rental process by reaching out to the city, county, and state, as what appeared to be a process that was complicated and lengthy, to the extent we had to get legal representation with Donald Looney at Brinkley Morgan to complete the application on our behalf to get into compliance. Additionally, Oscar, my stepfather, John Welke, and myself attempted to resolve this and reduce this lien back in July 2019, but unfortunately, the city water main broke, which caused City Hall's closure. As stated in the application, we would like to pay the city's hard costs incurred by the city and handle the other lien on the property that was incurred by prior owner that got foreclosed on.
Okay. Okay, so we've actually called both cases?
Yes, we did.
All right, okay. As to case number CE 120807000, I'm going to grant the reduction of the fine, the lien from $43,800 to $4,300. And on CE 171011256, I'm going to reduce the lien from $27,500 to $2,750. How much time do you need to pay those two amounts?
30 days.
30 days. Okay, 30
Can
days.
you please recite those numbers again, please?
I'm sorry?
Can you please recite the numbers? I could barely hear you.
For the first case, and in it, case number CE 120807000, the city's requesting 4,300. Got that? And the other one, we're requesting $2,750 to be paid in 30 days.
Okay, understood. Would I be able to make a request to do this hard cost on the fire extinguisher one, since it was a prior owner and it was a foreclosure? It has an APROL, a partial release of lien on that one as well, currently. We're not the reason why I'm
hold on, Mr. D'Souza. On page 38, case number CE 120807000, that was incurred by a prior owner, and being that the property was a foreclosure, he's asking, can he pay the administrative costs, as there was also an administrative partial release of lien granted for this property.
For that lien.
Okay, first case, $212. The first case, $27.50. On the second case, total payable within 30 days. Not payable within 30 days will revert to the original amount, not be eligible for any further reduction.
Okay, can you state those costs one more time? I'm sorry, I can't hear you again.
On case number CE 120807000, $212. On case number CE 171011256, $2,750.
Okay, I appreciate Your Honor. I appreciate the city, and thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Waiting to find out.
Rhonda, I see you're unmuted now. IT took care of the issue.
Yay, can you hear me?
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank
My
you.
apologies.
No worries, fantastic, just in case, thank you.
Our next property is on page 39 and 40. Before we begin, on page 39, for case number CT 15041785, the city is requesting to vacate the order of September 3rd, 2015.
Give me a second here. Hang on. All right. Okay, we have
So on page 39, the very first case,
we have a total of 5 cases.
we have a total of 4 cases.
One is to vacate.
We have a total of 4 cases on the agenda, and there's an additional case that is not on the agenda that was added from the city attorney. Assistant city attorney gave us permission to add a 5th case that is directly related to this property via cross-attaching lien. So I'll read that one in on last. There's 4 cases on the agenda that we're going to read in first.
Okay.
Outside of the one that we're vacating. And then there's an additional case that through cross-attaching lien, the assistant city attorney gave us to go ahead to add it to this particular property because it affects this property.
Okay.
And Your Honor, when it comes up, I can explain how we got there, because we literally had to do a flow chart that I kept. So, yeah, we would like to add the last case on to resolve the issues for this property owner.
Let's take a 5-minute recess.
We're going to take a 5-minute recess.
I need 5 minutes.
hearing.
All right.
Ms. Riano, can you please press *6 on your phone to unmute yourself, please?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you. So our next case,
Okay, great.
our next case is on page 32, owner Home Investments LLC, respondent Katrina Johnson Jordan, administrative supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting property address located at 413 Southwest 5th Street for case number CE 160402228. This property has a total lien value of $29,125 and city direct cost of $1,430.12. The city is requesting $2,912.50.
Debbie, can you please raise your right hand?
Yes, I'm doing it right now.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing?
Yes, I do.
Thank you so much.
Okay, ma'am. Read your file and your application for reduction. Tell me what else you'd like me to know.
Okay, so I purchased this property under a foreclosure, and as soon as I found out it had the violations, I made all the corrections and then clear them. So the property is in full compliance, but as well as the owner, previous owner, not taking care of the violations, he also did not take care of the property. So for me to put the property, not only to correct the violations, but also to maintain the property and correct all the problems on the inside, I had to spend a lot of money, around like $30,000. So I was hoping to see if we can request the fine to just the administrative cost of the city instead of like the fine or the amount they're requesting.
Well, you actually offered more than the administrative cost.
Okay. See, at the moment, I obviously I've never done this before. I didn't know, and then they told me that's the fine. So I figure, well, we'll do the fine, pay the fine. But then I found out that it could be just the administrative cost. So I'm not sure what can be done, if it could be reduced or not.
Okay. All right. Well, the administrative costs are $1,430. You
Okay.
offered $1,900, and the city's request is $2,900. So
okay,
I'm going to go ahead and grant your request for reduction of the lien of $29,125, and I'm going to make it $2,500. Hey,
okay.
30 days sufficient?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay, 30 days to pay. Not paid within 30 days will revert to the original amount, not be eligible for any further reduction.
Okay, and then I will receive an email confirmation where I can submit my payment and all that?
You'll get an order in the mail, yes.
Okay, perfect, great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, great, thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Our next case is on page 37. Respondent Andrea Taylor. Katrina Jonah, administrative supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting property address located at 1419 Northwest 8th Avenue. Case number CE 1704237. This property has a total lien amount of $2,075 and administrative costs of $648.12. The city is requesting $950.
Please raise your right hand, Andrea. Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing?
I do.
Thank you.
All right, I have read the file and the application.
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
For reduction. All right, I've read your file and I've read your application for reduction. Tell me what else you'd like me to know.
Other than the fact it was a violation for trash, and the trash actually was placed there by a tenant that I was in the process of evicting. and I wasn't sure when the tenant was actually going to leave because at the time it was some confrontations and altercations, and I was advised just to stay away until the eviction was completed. So I did that at the time. She left everything that was inside the apartment on the side of the road, and I was unaware, and I didn't receive the first two letters. I never received, but the third one I did.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. On case CE 17042307, I'm going to grant your petition to reduce the lien from $2,075 to the amount of $950. 30 days sufficient to pay that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Payable within 30 days. If not payable within 30 days, reverts to the original amount, not be eligible for any further lien reductions.
Understood.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Our next case is on page 39. Case number CT 150417885. The city is requesting to vacate the order of September 3rd, 2015.
Okay, any argument about that?
So our next case is for lien reduction. Respondents Ilian Roshtanov and Michelle Rogers. On page 39, case number CE 12071654. Case address 534 Northwest 9th Avenue, Rice Capital LLC. On page 39, case number CE 11050186. Case address 534 Northwest 9th Avenue, owner Rice Capital LLC. Case number CE 12040823. Case address 534 Northwest 9th Avenue, owner Rice Capital LLC. Also on page 40, case number CE 14021418. Case address 534 Northwest 9th Avenue, owner Rice Capital LLC. In addition to these four cases, there's also case number CE 11050183. Katrina Jordan, Administrative Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting property address located at 534 Northwest 9th Avenue, with 5 cases that have been read into the record. 4 of the cases have a total lien value of $710,925. Case number CE 11050183 has a total lien value of $284,350. The city's administrative costs total $4,118.26. And for case number CE 11050183, $396. The city is requesting for case number CE 12071654, CE 11050186, CE 12040823, and CE 14021418, a lien reduction to $35,546. For case number CE 11050183, the city is requesting a lien reduction to $8,530.50.
Eliana and Michelle, please raise your right hand. Do you both solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing?
Yes.
I do.
Thank you so
Yes.
Okay. All right, I have reviewed the original file. So tell me what happened here. I'm seeing pictures in the file of a vacant lot. Was there a building there that was demolished?
Correct. I'll speak first. Can you guys all hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah, we purchased this piece of property on a tax deed auction. And our intention with the property was to be able to do business with vacant land in Fort Lauderdale Opportunity Zones to help increase value of low-income urban neighborhoods. We then found out that this lot that we purchased had previously had a home on it, which the home and the land had numerous violations against it that have increased and accumulated over years of time to a couple of $1 million. We purchased the vacant lot for $21,755.37 on November 14th. None of the violations were in our name, but of course they transferred into us and our responsibility. In good faith, we did pay hard costs of $13,188 to the city. That was just the city for demolish the building and the upkeep that the city workers have done to keep the property to code. In addition, we had tried to upkeep the property, just the vacant land that was there since we have purchased it. That included lawn maintenance. We had to remove sand that was where the previous foundation of the home that was there, place sod down so that the grass was green and code compliance, and continuous garbage removal since there's a ton of loitering in that neighborhood. And in addition to that cost, we had also had $8,106 of utility liens that we had paid also. It's a total of $45,211.60. When the property value on bcpa.net only reaches about $41,440. So we are requesting to reduce these violations that were not even ours or ones that we have done to at least just the administration fees, please.
Property.
I'm sorry?
Yes, Your Honor, if this is Ilian Rashtanov, if I don't know if you can hear me, if I may add, can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Thank you, Your Honor. Basically, following up on what Michelle said, so my client needs some help here to do the right thing. I mean, they bought this property in abandoned. The prior owner had abandoned it. It was a nuisance. That's why he had all these violations. They bought it with a tax deed for back taxes, over $21,000. Again, obligation to the prior owner. They already paid over $14,000 in hard costs for violations. There were outstanding utilities of over $7,000. And, they spent thousands of dollars as far as mitigation and correction, putting in compliance. So they're trying to do the right thing. I mean, this was an abandoned property. Now it's back in compliance and try to keep it in compliance. But they need your help because the remaining balances here, even with the reductions, are still more than what the property is appraised. And I understand that these were, liens that were in the public records. But at the end of the day, these are supposed to be penalties against the violator. So I think in this case, if we're not to reduce this to administrative costs, we're going to be penalizing, the people that are trying to better the community. My
question was, what are you going to do with the property? Why did you buy this property? You've got more sunk into it than it's worth.
The intention is to sell for someone to build. It's in an opportunity zone, so it does have potential to, there's a lot of interested people in building in that community because of the opportunity zone availability.
Which I'm sorry to just kind of follow up here is if we're to accept the city's offer of $35,000, I mean, that just no longer becomes feasible because the property is appraised $41,000. I didn't get exact numbers the city is offering. It's $35,000 for the 4 liens plus, could you please give me the other number for the 183 lien?
$8,530.50.
So we're talking about rough math here. Excuse my math. It's we're talking about 40, 44, 45, 40, between 44 and $45,000, where my client has already paid close to that much just for the property. And the property itself is worth a lot less than that. I mean, it's, you know, my client, again, he's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to put the property in compliance, trying to rehabilitate it, where he was the prior owner, the one that was actually abandoned the property, he's walking away scot-free. You know, so it doesn't, it just asking you for a little help to do the right thing. That's it.
Okay, here, all right. I admire what you're trying to do. Apparently, you got yourself into a business deal that's turned into quicksand. But nevertheless, here's what I'm going to do. As to each of the cases, I'm going to reduce the liens to hard cost only for a total of $4,514.26. 30 days sufficient to pay that?
May we get 60, Your Honor?
60 days?
Yes.
All right. To be paid within 60 days. Now, no
Can we have 90 days on that, please, Your Honor?
Sorry, I spoke too soon.
Thank you.
90 days? Okay, 90 days. Payable within 90 days. It's payable in full within 90 days. If not paid in full within 90 days, it reverts to the original amount, will not be eligible for any further reductions. Good luck to you.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I don't mean to. Does that include all 5 liens? Because the way they were presented, it was a bunch of 4
Yes,
and then one separately.
Yes, it is all 5 liens, the 4 on 534 and the one attaching.
Thank you so much. Just
Okay. Again, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This concludes this afternoon's special magistrate hearing for September 9th, 2020. You all have a great afternoon.
Woohoo! Bye, everyone.
We did it.
Bye.